Hi, welcome to my channel, 1/35 Scale Modeler. My name's Dean. Today I'm looking at the MiniArt 35589 5-ton gantry crane and equipment. It's part of their building and accessories series. And on the front of the box you can see that there's the gantry with some chains, a couple of fuel drums, a little step ladder and some accessories placed around. And it's a 135 style kit. On the side of the box you've got the usual crane Russian and English warnings about the kit being plastic and unassembled and its age restriction. On this side of the box you can see that it's just box art picture, 1/35 scale 35589 and what it is, MiniArt. On this side of the box you can see that there's other stuff in this series. They got a 3-ton service crane, they've got a construction set, they've also got some kind of stowage and a concrete mixing kit. This side of the box is just a repeat of what was on the side before. And let's go back to the front of the box. So creating a believable military workshop isn't always just another vehicle. Sometimes it's the equipment around it. A workshop is where a vehicle is repaired. And in this box here, you could easily imagine that an engine is being suspended in mid-air. You've got the opportunity for welders to be repairing battle damage. You've got fuel drums waiting to be moved. You know, there's a bit of an image of a vehicle here in the background, suggesting that this is what is being worked on. And that's why I'm looking at this MiniArt crane today. So, okay, let's see what we get in the box. Right, so how many sprues we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we get 11 sprues. We get some decals. Get a nice booklet and some chains. Okay, we'll look at those later. So let's have a quick look at the booklet first of all. So this just confirms it's the 5-ton gantry crane and equipment, part of the building accessories series, kit number 35589. And it's telling us it's a highly detailed 5-ton gantry crane with welding equipment, 200-litre barrels, looks like 2, step ladder, metal chains, and obviously here's the welding equipment there. So if we open up the booklet here, you then get the sprue call out. It then highlights the 2 different chains. It's got a big chain and a small chain, and also the decals. So in the first part of this kit, they're asking us to build the gantry crane. So we're putting together the top piece here, the brace. Then we've got the legs to add on. They're showing us how to put the feet onto the legs. They then continue putting together the gantry crane. It looks like it runs on rails that are placed on the floor that can be moved around. There's some kind of winch system that they're asking us to build. Then they're showing you how the chain is added inside the kit before it's put together. That would be the big chain. Then you've got the small chain. Then they're asking you to put the drums together. So the drums look like they come in 2 halves, and then there's some banding and some lids. But there's also looks like there's some wording stamped on there. This looks like a piece of pipe, potentially, I don't know. Then you've got a trolley. You've got the acetylene can. These acetylene cans are then fixed here. You've got like the electrode box, you've got the step ladder, and then they show you the whole kit put together, welding mask, goggles. So in some of these sections, they're asking us to scratch build. So for instance, this symbol here it looks like a snowflake inside a box. They're asking us to scratch build that. So that looks like a piece of probably some kind of wire. So you could probably get a bit of copper on that. And here as well, this tube, these tubes as well that run from the regulators on the top of the acetylene cans that go down to the blowtorch. They're asking us to scratch build these as well. So there is a little bit of scratch building to do, but it doesn't look terribly complicated. And on the back of the book, they're just showing us a field workshop that's available and also a construction set. So that's the booklet. So let's have a look at the kit. So these must be the rails that are movable that the gantry moves along, and it was seen that there's 4 of these. They're all the same. So we'll just look at one. The detailing is excellent, as with anything on MiniArt. You've got the wheels here. That's the rail. That's part of the gantry arm. There's a pivot there. Lots of good detail, really. And these are the same. So that's that bit done there. Then you've got the actual winch itself, and I think this is where these chains come in. So if you look at these chains they've provided. So this is the big chain. And this is the small chain. I don't know how much of this we have to use, but we can probably leave a bit hanging down, so it looks like there's more than necessary. But they're the 2 chains. So I'd imagine that when they're asking us to wrap all this in, it's quite not easy, but it kind of sits in there somehow. Looks like some wheels. These are some wheels that they probably turn. There's a hook that goes on the end, perhaps. These look like we're building up the wheels. Look like more mini bits. And there's something interesting they've done here. See, these bits are quite small. So what they do is actually build like little plugs, so that when the ejector pin, when they ejects, they press against these and they don't actually damage the pieces that are created because they're quite small. Fuel drum. This would be a 200-litre drum. That's the bandings that go on here. So you're building these up. It's quite a lot of intricate work here, actually. There's some lids there. And there's some writing there embossed. So a bit of dry brushing would bring those out. That's probably some kind of, what is that looks like. So this would be the pump, so that when you pump out the fuel or any liquid, you can use that. That's another 200-litre barrel, same construction. All the ejector pin marks are in the right place, which is excellent. And the banding that goes round, so a lot of work there to be done, nice and easy. And then this is the acetylene. 2 halves, join these together, a nice bit of cleaning. Again, that's probably or the blowtorch end. Got goggles there. That's your gas mask there. I mean, for some, you could actually, I would say, it looks like you could remove that little piece there quite gently and then add a bit of your own colour in there to make it look a bit more. I mean, paint it's just as good, to be honest. These look like the cups that these would sit on. Then you've got the decals. Now on these, I think these can be scattered around. So in the box art, it shows like this sign on the wall. Yeah, on the wall there. Then very close up, I don't know if you can see that, but there's some little gauges to say how much is left in there. And these look like they go on the regulators at the top of the acetylene, and that's probably what they are. They're the regulators there. You can see, and you pop them in. They'd pop on there. This is where I think MiniArt have been quite clever though with this kit, because accessory kits can be helpful to fill empty spaces, and this kit I think helps produce a feeling of activity. The crane, it could be used to be sort of lifting something heavy, maybe a Tiger engine or a transmission waiting to be repaired. Just a quick thought though, I mean, I really like the capacity of this particular crane, 5 ton, because that might not sound big, but when you're looking at a tank in a workshop, it's well capable of lifting any engine out of a tank. I mean, it wouldn't lift a turret, don't get me wrong, it wouldn't lift a turret. But even before you've added figures, when you're looking at this kit, you can really reasonably start to ask questions like, what are they fixing? How badly damaged was the vehicle? You know, it definitely works inside a maintenance workshop. I can see myself placing it beside a damaged Tiger tank with an engine halfway out maybe, or in a field repair depot somewhere. Although, to be fair, the crane doesn't have to be lifting anything, but I'm sure scratch builders will enjoy the challenge of coming up with something to be put on the end of this crane. I honestly think this is one of those accessory kits that might get overlooked, and I understand that it isn't flashy, it doesn't have camouflage, and doesn't come with loads of figures, but it does have something, in my mind anyway. I mean, what would you do with it? Would you add it to a workshop? Would you put it in a field repair depot? Or something completely different? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.